your host Rob. This video we're going to talk a little bit more Godzilla 2014, and Gareth Edwards was on Facebook last night answering some questions. That was pretty fun. Okay guys, welcome back. So we are, I think, officially 63 days away now. 63 days away from the movie. I know it's been about a week since I even did a 2014 movie, because, you know, it's getting to the point now where there's really nothing more to, not that there's nothing more to discuss, but there's just a lot of repeat stuff. You know, the only thing going around now still is the toys. It's basically, what I'm seeing here is the toys and people talking about the 20-minute footage, because, like I said, they're still touring with that stuff. You know, I'm on it now that it's like, once that trailer hit, that was it for me. Like, I don't really need anything more. And, you know, I still watch the trailer I saw the other day. It's still so much fun to watch that trailer, and seeing people's reactions has been one of the best parts, because there were a lot of doubters out there. And I've seen some footage of some doubters who are pretty much changing their tune on this movie. You know, there's still people out there who think there's going to be a Toho Monster in this. You know, the only thing he said, and this happened last night, he had a Facebook question Q&A last night for about a half hour on Facebook. A bunch of people were there. I'm sure most of you knew about it. If you didn't, you missed it. But he was answering as many people as he could. Unfortunately, a lot of people just weren't asking good questions. I mean, some guy, and he had some brilliant answers. One person asked if Godzuki was going to be in a movie. Really? Like, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a stupid question, because obviously the guy's a Godzuki fan. He wants to know. He wants to know whether or not he's going to be in a movie. I think it's a waste of a question, but that's my opinion. So he asks Gareth, you know, is there going to be a Godzuki? And Gareth says, you know, we thought about it, something along the lines of, we thought about it, but due to child labor laws, we found it wasn't worth the risk, or some shit like that. But I know when I read it, I was laughing. It was pretty funny. And one question, somebody did have a good question, and I forgot exactly what it was, but he had a very compelling answer, and it was something about the mutos and the monsters and any Toho connection. And he said these are original monsters, and you know, that are going to be in this movie, but they're inspired by Toho. And that doesn't mean that there's going to be a Toho Monster. I think when he says inspired, because there are people ran with that. Some people ran with that, and the whole Rodan, you know, this Rodan thing, by the way, is going to be the next Half-Life joke. I swear to God, that's going to replace Half-Life. The whole Half-Life joke, you know what I mean? Like, Half-Life 3 confirmed, and stuff, it's going to be Rodan now confirmed. That is the new Half-Life joke. I'm stating it now. I am going to be replacing the Half-Life joke with Rodan. That's gonna be. I'm going to try and start a trend. Instead of Half-Life confirmed, when somebody talks about releases or whatever, Rodan confirmed to be in this whatever, in this game, in this movie, in this show, whatever. I really think that'll be so fucking hilarious. So I think what he means by that is he's saying that they took a look at some monsters, and you know, I've said this time and time again, that we could see some homage. If they look like the toys that I've been seeing, I don't really see a homage, to be quite honest. But again, those toys, I don't really know how detailed. I don't know how close to they're going to be to the end product we see in a movie. Now, inspiration can be many different things. You know, he could skin tone. You know what I mean? Height. You know, anything. It could mean a number of things. It could even mean stuff that's not look related. Maybe a certain roar that they wanted to use. Could be anything. So I wouldn't run with that. I know there's people who want to see these Toho Monsters. Hey, look, I was a big advocate for them. You guys remember my older videos? Oh, I think there's a Toho Monster, blah, blah, blah. Don't rule it out. I never rule anything out until it's 100% confirmed. And between him saying it and looking at the toys, it looks close to be confirmed that there's not going to be a Toho Monster in this movie. If there is, then that's great. That'll be a great surprise, but I just don't see it now. I just really don't. The whole tone of the movie, how do you fit one of the older Toho Monsters into a movie like this without giving us some backstory? Because, you know, everybody wants to see Toho Monster, Toho Monster, Toho Monster. But if I'm going to see a Toho Monster, a story needs to be told about him, because I'm familiar with the monster. How did he come to be? Where in this one, you're going to get, you might get Godzilla's backstory to a certain extent. We don't know if how much the back of that package is gonna match the movie in terms of how deep they delve into it. But it looks like the Muto and Godzilla are very much related into how they function, which is nuclear power. So how would you fit Ghidorah into this movie without telling his backstory from space. You would completely have to alter his storyline, and I think that's when you run into the potential of disappointing some fans, because now you're going to take a classic monster, and I'm using Ghidorah as an example. You're going to take a classic monster like Ghidorah and take him out of space and make him what, like a sea monster or something? Like he was you understand what I'm getting at? You just, when you deal with a monster that's already existed and has a history, you really kind of have to develop how you're going to, implement him into the movie, and it's not like, you just got to be more careful with that. And I think if you're going to introduce a Toho monster, the reason you do it, possibly in a sequel, if they ever get the rights, is because by then people will know Godzilla's story, people will know where he came from. Then you can focus your attention on telling the backstory of a Ghidorah, or a Mothra, or a Rodan. Where in this one, the Mutos are brand new, nobody knows their backstory, so you can manipulate it any way you want. And what better way to manipulate it than to involve it having the Muto function like Godzilla? So this is why more and more, now that I've calmed down, and I'm not that I'm not as excited about the movie, but I pretty much, to put it in a nutshell, I hate to put it this way, this is horrible, but pretty much after I busted my nut watching a video, I was able to think more clearly watching the trailer, that is. Because now I'm like, yeah, you know what? It doesn't make sense to have a Toho monster in it, because Godzilla's the focal point. You bring a Toho monster in, you're going to kind of take away Godzilla's shine. This is his movie. So even if they had the rights to a Toho monster, the first movie wouldn't be a good idea to bring him in anyway, because if this is his first movie since 98 and his first step back onto American soil since 98, you want to hit a home run. If you want to hit a home run, you want it to be about him. And obviously that goes inside with the human story and the human element, the emotional element they're trying to convey. So with that, the backstory opinion that I have, I think it makes perfect sense not to have a Toho monster in this movie now. Whether they have rights or not, it makes perfect sense. It would take away from Godzilla, and it would make the story more complicated. Because depending on which Toho monster you pick, then you have to completely alter your story and alter your time, the amount of time you have to tell not only the story of the people, but the story of two separate monsters. Where this one looks like they're both going to have a similar backstory. So that's just my opinion. But look, there's a lot of great stuff going on. The toys are out there. Every week we're getting people describing that 20-minute footage differently. So now I'm questioning some people's either their legitimacy or the fact that maybe Gareth is showing different footage to different people. How much of that footage is legit in terms of their keeping. They're still working on post-production. As far as I know, there's still no official ratings. So this thing is still being edited. In fact, one of the 20-minute footages he showed that I read recently, they said that they had just taken the music that was done or recorded and put it in. Well, it wasn't done, but they had been working on it. They fast-tracked it into the movie to show the footage to the people. So it wasn't done. It wasn't a finished product. So they're still working very hard on this movie. They're still cutting. I know there's a lot of people asking questions about why Dr. Serizawa is being referred to as Honda. That could be his first name. Honda Serizawa could be his name, for all I know. Maybe they changed it. The other thing is the Muto name. Now they're called HokMuto or HokMuto. I'm hoping it's HokMuto. I could be pronouncing it wrong. You guys know me. I butcher names left and right. I hope it's not pronounced HokMuto, because that's like HokMuto. It's like either someone spitting a loogie. All you gotta say is loogie muto. And so HokMuto seems to be the name. I don't know if that's the name of one, unless it's HokMuto. And maybe that's just a nickname they gave it, and I don't know. But that's something I read. Somebody posted that on The Nation, and I was reading it not too long ago. So I don't know if that's the official name or not. That's what the media outlet is saying. Gareth could easily have that edited out of the movie and then give him another. Who knows? I don't know. But I don't know if that guy maybe heard it correctly. Honda. I mean, last time I checked the character list, he wasn't. I don't know if he was named Honda. I think it was Serizawa from the first movie, but it could be that they changed his name to Honda, so who knows. But anyway, guys, there's 63 days left. I would, for those of you who still think there's a Toho monster in this, I think my best advice I would give you is just try not to think about that, because I would hate to see, because this happens to everybody. It doesn't matter what your age is. You don't want to get your hopes up too high, and you don't want to convince yourself so much that there's a monster in this movie that you may want to see, and if they don't turn out to be in the movie, then you get upset because they're not in there, and then you won't like the movie as much. I think the best way to approach this movie at this point is, you got the trailer. That's about the most sound thing you have. You have the 20-minute explanations that media outlets are all talking about. Spoilers in that are not really that bad. I mean, I know a lot of people are trying to avoid it, but really, at the end of the day, it only draws you to the movie more because you're wondering what the hell's going on. Even with the trailer and with the spoilers, or if you want to call them spoilers from the 20-minute viewing, I really don't even see where they're going with this. You know, like I have hints and this and that, but even still, I want to be 100% correct when I talk about it. So the only way I can be 100% correct is to wait till the movie comes out, which is pretty much where I'm at right now. That's why I'm not doing much 2014 videos anymore, because as far as I know, all the marketing is great. Every week there's news, there's more news, this and that. You know, Snickers commercial, toys are coming out in another week or so. That's all they need. The movie's taking off on its own. There's really nothing to speculate about anymore, because I think, for me personally, the trailer gave it all. So, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Toho Monster is very, very unlikely. Inspiration by Toho could mean anything. HokMuto, I think it's probably HokMuto. It seems to be rumored name of the Muto, or a Muto. Serizawa's first name being Honda, and all this other stuff. And people talking about the airport scene that I guess they showed in the recent showing. No big deal. We heard about that scene from Comic-Con, so that's really nothing new. And yeah, that's it. That's it. 63 more days, guys. Keep your pants on. Stay excited, but keep your pants on. And get the thoughts of Toho Monsters out of your head, so that way you're not disappointed when you go see the movie. And if there is a Toho Monster that happens to pop up, then it'll be the most greatest surprise you'll probably ever have this year. That's it, guys. This is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news. We just talk entertainment. Take it easy. Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host Rob. This video we're going to talk a little bit more Godzilla 2014, and Gareth Edwards was on Facebook last night answering some questions. That was pretty fun. Okay guys, welcome back. So we are, I think, officially 63 days away now. 63 days away from the movie. I know it's been about a week since I even did a 2014 movie, because it's getting to the point now where there's really nothing more to, not that there's nothing more to discuss, but there's just a lot of repeat stuff. The only thing going around now still is the toys. It's basically, what I'm seeing here is the toys and people talking about the 20-minute footage, because like I said, they're still touring with that stuff. I'm on it now that it's like, once that trailer hit, that was it for me. Like, I don't really need anything more. And, I still watch the trailer I saw the other day. It's still so much fun to watch that trailer, and seeing people's reactions has been one of the best parts, because there were a lot of doubters out there. And I've seen some footage of some doubters who are pretty much changing their tune on this movie. There's still people out there who think there's going to be a Toho Monster in this. The only thing he said, and this happened last night, he had a Facebook question Q&A last night for about a half hour on Facebook. A bunch of people were there. I'm sure most of you knew about it. If you didn't, you missed it. But he was answering as many people as he could.